I genuinely feel like that's where I'm at. Mike version 2, and it's a much better version of myself. My name is Mike Lashmar. I'm co-founder of Rockingham Partners. The business I run helps independent hotels unlock their hidden value. I've got a family with 2 sons, and I live just inside the New Forest on the south coast.
Let's rewind a couple of months into the past. What was going off back then, that made you decide to reach out and have a chat with somebody like me?
Yeah, so I guess I was at a point where, my work life was really hectic. So I decided to set up my own business. I was also working on a full-time job. And then family, kids, life is just crazy noisy anyway. Even if everything's going perfectly well, it's hard to manage everything in life. But doing all those things together, I recognised that I wasn't looking after myself, and I want, you only get one go at life. I wanted to make the best go of it, and I think I felt I needed a bit of help to make sure I could get things in balance. It's easy to get consumed in your work, I think, in particular.
Let's fast forward to today as we sit right now. You've come through the process, and actually, for transparency, you decided to continue. And there's another program that we're working through, which is awesome. That being said, what have been your key successes and achievements having now come through the process so far?
Yeah, well, I smiled when you put the post on LinkedIn to promote this, because I'd written it a couple of weeks ago or so now, and I said 7 kilograms lost, but it's actually 9 now.
Awesome. So that's a nice one.
Yeah, so it keeps going. So and I think that gives that self-confidence about me physically, in terms of being physically fit. Mm-hmm. And actually not turning myself off when I look in the mirror. That's really been quite important. I think finding a toolkit to kind of manage my home life, and I used to get sucked into my mobile phone and spend far too much time on that. And being actually present with my family has been a massive win, and that's been really huge. And I think just all around, I'm just in a I think you said Mike 2.0. The outset, and I genuinely feel like that's where I'm at. Mike version 2, and it's a much better version of myself. But the amount of time in the past where I was just distracted, I was kind of sat there with my children, but thinking about things I wanted to get done for work and so on. And actually, my relationships with all of them has improved as a result of being focused and there and present. So you add all these, physically feeling better about yourself, mentally you're present and engaged with the people when you're spending time with them, whether it's your wife or kids or friends and family. It makes a massive difference to how you feel.
Having come through it now, before you started, it was sort of surprising, or you didn't expect from the program?
Well, that is a curveball question, a good one, I suppose. I've done things in the past. So I've done things like Noom in the past, which is a kind of diet. It's an app that focuses on your diet and teaches you about the kind of psychology of your eating habits and so on. And things like that have been helpful and good, and they worked at the time. But this is the only thing I've ever done that's holistic, and I think that's been the big difference. And I didn't necessarily expect it. It's not just about, just make sure you're eating healthily, or make sure you're eating healthily and getting exercise, but it's actually your mental well-being as well, and relationships, and all of those things that actually create a balance. So having all of those things catered for in this program meant that, I might get on top of my eating and exercise, but actually there's probably something else in my life that might knock all those things off. But I feel like I've really developed some habits that will stick. They're going to be easy to maintain, and then I think there's some longevity to this. It's not a fad.
Before we get off, let's just say someone was watching this. Maybe they probably resonate with what you were talking about before, with where they're at. They're not feeling the best, not quite sure what to do, but they're on the fence when it comes to maybe speaking to a coach or sort of reaching out for help. What would you say to someone like that who's in that kind of place?
Well, there's no, you don't get a second chance at life. This isn't a rehearsal. There's no rewind and start again. So seize the opportunity. Don't miss out on making sure that you can be the best person you can be, because you're not going to get that chance again. Don't waste your life. Make the most of it.